Thanks for staying tuned to STL TV Live. I'm Sarah Thompson, and I'm still joined by Kathleen Sitzer from the New Jewish Theatre, and we're talking about the current, or upcoming, I should say, Sight Unseen, which opens this weekend. So we took off in our last segment. You were telling me that in your cast, you actually have a husband and wife, a real-life husband and wife team playing here. Tell me a bit more about the rest of the cast.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Aaron and Emily, of course, are a very happily married couple, and they're playing former lovers. So that makes it very interesting.
How is it to direct them for you?
Well, I don't direct.
You're not directing,
no.
but just as from an artistic standpoint, your artistic director, how is that to work with a...
Well, it makes it, you know, the director has the advantage of having people working together who know each other very well, obviously. So it can make it much easier for him to get what he wants out of them.
That's good. That's really good to hear.
Yeah,
you feel like it could go either way.
Well, yeah.
But let me let you continue about the other cast you were saying.
There are two other members of the cast. One is the man playing Patricia's husband, and his name is Nick. The actor is David Wasilak, and he has been in productions all over town for years. He was in a production of ours about a year and a half ago, a production of The Good Doctor, where he played, actually the character was essentially Anton Chekhov. Even though it was a Neil Simon play, he was playing Anton Chekhov. And the other actor, the interviewer, the German interviewer, is M. Pirro. And you may know her name because she is the founder and artistic director of the St. Louis Fringe Festival. And we're thrilled to have M. She was in a show of ours, production of ours, I don't know, 6 or 8 years ago. And then she got herself going into fringe land and has been hugely successful, enormously successful with the Fringe Festival. And we're thrilled that she's getting back into theater and that she is doing this show for us. And actually, she's already been cast in one of our shows for next season. For next
season. Well, before you tell me about next season, what do you have left for the remainder of this season?
I'm so glad you asked. We have one more production. After Sight Unseen closes at the end of March, we'll open our final production of the season the first week of May. And are you ready for the title?
Yeah, this is all right.
Okay.
Here we go.
It's My Mother's Lesbian Jewish Wiccan Wedding. And it's a musical, and it's a true story. It's based on the playwright's mother's experience, and it's a lovely, lovely story about finding yourself, going on your own journey, and finding out who you are. And that's really what it's about. It's a very happy story.
You guys do. I mean, I read about you. I read about the company all the time in the paper, and you guys have a really great season. It feels like each season you've got a really dynamic, mix of production.
Yeah, we try to. We really try to mix it up, and you have to have something that's going to make everyone happy. Some people only want comedies. Some people only want stuff they can really chew on. You can't do all of one or the other. We don't always do a musical, but we frequently will maybe end our season with a musical if it's a good one.
What would you say is the tone of Sight Unseen? I mean, when you think of, you guys opened your season with The Diary of Anne Frank, but then you're closing with a musical.
Right.
Where does this fit in with that in terms of the tone?
It's a serious drama.
Okay.
It deals with the art world, the question of the value of art and who determines the value of art. It deals with relationships. It deals with identity, very much with identity and loss of identity in terms of the Jewish aspect of it. It deals with issues of Jewish assimilation and whether or not you're going to keep your identity or become part of the broader whole. So it's a serious drama.
As we close, I do want to ask you, when you bring up New Jewish Theatre, is the idea that with each season, each production should speak to something about Jewish identity, or can it simply just be the playwright is Jewish? Does it have to combine both?
Great question, Sarah. You can go with just the playwright, but really what we try and do is do plays that have deal with universal themes and issues, and yet we're reflecting them through the lens of the Jewish experience. So there is typically some degree of Jewish content, but they are plays that appeal to the community as a whole.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that was great. That was just the answer I was hoping that you would say. So
thank you for asking.
We've got the information for you right there on the screen. Again, it's Sight Unseen. Opens this weekend, March 12th, and it runs through the 29th at Wolf Studio Theater at the JCC, Staenberg Family Complex. That's right there on the Milestone campus at the J. For more information, you can call 314-442-3283 for ticket information. And thank you so much, Kathleen, for being here.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Well, we're not done. There's more STL TV Live coming your way. We'll be right back after this.